Well, hello there. Welcome to Back of the Cereal Box. We are here in the virtual rec room. This morning, we've got so much fun planned. I'm going to be trying Count Chocula. We're going to be talking new loot. You got to wait to see it. And we're going to celebrate Scoobtober with a review of Scooby Doo and the Witch's Ghost. And if that weren't enough, Drew Milden is back with us. Whoop, 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 whoop. We're going to get to all of that right after this.
It's like Coca-Cola, Levi Strauss, Johnny Carson and Mickey Mouse. The first star was James Dean, Elvis Presley, and he's still the king. Some things are only imitatable. You can't beat an original. Oh, you can't beat an original.
All right, friends and foes, we are back. This is Back of the Cereal Box. I am your host, the prophet of pop culture. You can call me Johnny. And I am a pop culture fanatic. Avengers comics, Star Wars movies, Saturday morning cartoons made me who I am today. And that's what this show is about. But I am of an age, of a generation where we did not have smartphones or tablets at the breakfast table on Saturday morning. In between cartoons, comic books, kaiju, and kung fu movies, we were reading the back of the cereal box. That was our world. That was our newspaper. And that's what this show is all about. Now, for those of you watching, listening, those of you in our audience, we need to thank some of our partners right off the bat. We got to acknowledge the Murdering Crows. They did that awesome theme song at the top of the show. Can't beat an original. You can get their album Four Bad Crows at Amazon, Google, and Apple Music. And of course, we want to thank our brand new sponsor, Potted Meat Twinkies. Perfect for the holiday season. That's a joke. And of course, our supporters, Sharice Collins, Cindy Kep, Brian Huff, Dave Manginelli, Dave Mattingly, Crystal Raven Jones, Eli Cash, and you too can have your name in lights at buymeacoffee.com/cerealboxpod. And it's time to welcome in your beloved co-hosts. She is the Peppermint Princess, the social media socialite, your favorite haunted hotel hostess. She is the one, the only Willow Skylor.
Hey, everyone.
Everybody's favorite emotional support Canadian. And Willow, we've got a special guest in the rec room this morning. But the first thing we have to ask, because I know our audience is asking this. Everyone in the rec room, you want to know, where in the world is co-host
Yes.
Bartee? She's been gone for the last 2 episodes. She will be back next week. She's off doing photo shoots. It is family fall photo shoot season. Try saying that 9 times fast. And
Not even gonna try it once.
so she's super busy. So our filling in for her, not filling in, because there's no filling in, and this guy is never a substitute because he is the main event every time. I'm so excited that the host of Drew versus the World is with us. It is Drew Milden. Wop, 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 wop.
Morning, box toppers or cereal boxers, whatever you've been calling you guys. It's been a long time no see, but it's a great time seeing you today.
Love seeing you all the way from. You're in Charlotte, right?
Charlotte,
or the Charlotte
North Carolina.
area.
Well, South Carolina now. I'm officially a South Carolinian. Carolinian. Yes.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah.
Carolinian.
No,
Sweet Caroline.
say it. I'll say it. That'll bring my wife out of the. She's a USC alum, so every time she hears that, it's like a native call to her.
So everyone, I told everyone that Avengers comic books, Star Wars movies, and Saturday morning cartoons made me who I am today. That's my pop culture passion. Willow, what about you?
Superheroes, pretty much anything cartoon. I don't know. I have like so many. I grew up listening to Aqua and Ace of Base, so those I'm a fan of those too. So yeah, it's
basically if it's fun, you'd like it.
So many guilty pleasures. It's hard to pick a favorite.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Drew, what about you? Who are you? What do you do? And what is your pop culture passion?
My name is Drew. I host a podcast called Drew vs. the World, where you can find it right here. What I love and what I guess my geekdom is Spider-Man, of course. And then we go into other things. It's like very trivial pop culture narratives like Pirates of the Blackwater or Jabberjaw or Josie and the Pussycats, things that I shouldn't know about that I do know about.
Jabberjaw?
Yeah, it's
Jabberjaw.
No respect.
I know. That's awesome. You know what, Drew? So this month here in October, we are doing Scoobtober. We're doing celebration of your favorite Scooby Doo. And every week we're covering a different Scooby Doo property. I think maybe November, December. When is your birthday, Drew?
My birthday's in June.
Okay, we're not going to wait till June, but I'm thinking like November, December, or maybe first of the year. We need to do an entire month of Spider-Man.
Oh,
just for you.
Ooh. I can pick out some very like not cliche, but some episodes that people probably never seen before. Spider-Man is Amazing Friends episodes that people probably don't even care about, and then Spider-Man 96. There's
like the Video Man episode.
Oh my goodness, one of the craziest episodes of all. Let's not go into that.
Well, one of the most important questions we always ask when we get started is, what's in the bowl? And we eat cereal on the show. I'm in my pajamas. Willow is in her pajamas. Drew rejected the dress code. But
I'm in my pajamas. Really.
Okay. But so this morning, I love it. I love it. This morning, I've got Count Chocula in my bowl. I've not had Count Chocula in years. This is the brand new limited edition with the Cause, Kaws artwork. And we did win the toys. We haven't gotten them yet, but we did. So that's all you got in the back of the box is his artwork, which is, yeah. But I'm going to give a taste test while Willow tells what's in her bowl.
In my bowl, I have more of that delicious cinnamon Rice Krispies, and I love them. They're good. Kind of reminds me of a bit of like the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, though, and which is funny because at the grocery store, there's like a whole shelf of all like the cinnamon flavored cereals, and on where the Cheerios are, there's like apple cinnamon Cheerios, and I'm just like, why didn't you guys just bring back Apple Jacks?
Well, the Apple Jacks is never gone, and they're two different companies.
Mm-hmm.
Cheerios is General Mills. Apple Jacks is Kellogg's.
I just thought that was funny, though.
Yeah. So, Drew, What do you got anything in your bowl this morning?
This part I did reject. I'm actually trying to weight cut, so I have not.
That's your excuse every time you're on the air.
No, usually I have a Drew snack of the month, but this time I'm literally off sugar, off cereal. Like I've been cutting. I just been drinking water. I've even been cutting water. I have a competition at the beginning of the month, November. But I would say a little nostalgia I did have before this was that I had Oops All Berries.
Yes.
Which every time I've eaten it, the bowl gets better and better and better every time. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's it about, but it has to be maybe something at the bottom of the packaging that makes it more tasty. But every bowl,
I don't know. It gets concentrated as it settles.
Yes.
But I think Quaker Oats, who makes the Captain Crunch cereals, I think they must put like some crack magic in their cereal. Because
hey people, crack is whack. This is the first. This is the more you know.
You want some crack with that?
By the way, rib, just one rib. That's another pop thing that let's go into that.
By the way,
guys, I have to get my cat off my TV stand. Hold on.
Uh-oh. Let's
shove it.
Let's watch Willow in her pajamas. Woo! For those of you listening, Willow got up and she's got some really cute red bottoms on. And now you're going to be wondering, what did I miss? Well, if you had been watching live, you wouldn't have missed anything. Oh, my goodness. So we got to get, what is the guest star's name?
His name is Mittens.
Mittens.
Wow.
And Mittens is rather large.
It's a large cat.
He's my baby.
Very pretty.
Yes,
good looking cat.
Scaring me. Try to take my soul.
My cute little Maine Coon.
Yeah, I love those cats. Maine Coons are gorgeous.
Evil.
By the way,
evil little creatures.
Well, that's all cats. But by the way, Count Chocula is better than I remember this being. And of the monster cereals that have been reissued this year, this is by far my favorite so far. They've changed the formula of the marshmallows, and they're not hard chalky anymore. I like that. And this is delicious. I can't wait to drink the milk that has been chocolified. But these are finally available on shelves, ladies and gentlemen, at Target. Target has the monster cereals, and Drew, when you feel like doing a cheat day, Target now also has Hocus Pocus 2 cereal. And I did see this as well at Walmart yesterday, but Target has it for sure. And have you seen the new movie, Drew?
Yes,
Willow?
I've seen it 3 times.
Interesting.
I have yet to see it, but yes, I really do want to see it.
Well,
I saw the first one.
You know, I didn't like the first one. I enjoyed this one, though. I don't know. I haven't seen the first one since it came out, 29 years ago.
Yeah.
But
it still amazes me that the guy who gets turned into the cat is in NCIS.
Oh, that's hilarious, actually.
That's funny.
But it's funny. A little background about why I love Hocus Pocus so much. So when it first came out, I was very, very young. So I got to, as everybody, nobody really watched the movie. It's really more of a cult classic. It's one of those movies that kind of took a long time to kind of build notoriety. But
that's why it took 29 years for a sequel.
And I was telling everyone, I was like, hey, this is a great movie. And I all girlfriends, all friends, every Halloween, I would try to put them on 2 movies. Nightmare Before Christmas and Hocus Pocus. Because I was like, Nightmare Before Christmas, dual timing.
Yeah.
But nobody ever liked it until maybe like 5 or 6 years ago when Disney Plus came up. Well, 5 or 6 years ago, people started kind of giving it notoriety. And then when Disney Plus came up, it started spiking up that everybody started liking Hocus Pocus. And that's obviously probably why they made the sequel. But Bette Midler, everyone in that, like, to see the girl from Sex and the City become the character that we know and love. I think that may have been one of our first like major acting roles. Her to come back to that role was pretty interesting. And I forgot the other young lady's name. That was the other sister.
Kathy Najimy.
She's done like millions of things too. And to see them come together it was pretty awesome to me. But we're not doing a review right now. But
we are going to do one next week with when Dee is back. Dee Bartee will be back, and we'll have some announcements about next week's episode before we leave the air today, because there's going to be a little change that Willow, you get next week off.
Ooh.
We'll talk more about it in a minute. But anyway, yeah, so Hocus Pocus 2 is available at Target and Walmart finally. But Target has the monster cereals.
Have you tried the cereal yet?
No, I'm going to wait because we're going to do a live taste test next week with me and Dee. So
can you give me a little bit, like, what's the flavor profile saying on the box? What's the flavor?
Well, it says berry brew. So it's a berry flavored.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, purple, orange, and yellow, star-shaped, berry-flavored piece. Now it's Kellogg's.
So are we gonna have John singing "I Put a Spell on You"?
I put a spell on you.
I can get that.
And you're mine. All right. We've got comments, ladies and gentlemen. This is how this works. We let you into our rec room. And if you're in the audience and you're just listening and you're wondering, how do I participate? Well, you can participate in the live video live stream every Saturday morning. But if you're just listening, you can send us a voicemail and we'll play it on the air. But now, this is interesting. These are all saying Facebook user. I think that this is James Scott from across the pond sports network, because it just says good afternoon. And I know that in Ireland or Scotland, he's in Scotland. In Scotland, it is in the afternoon when the show airs. But I agree, Facebook user, it is the best theme song ever. He says, good morning, Box Tops. He said, I saw the sign. It opened up my heart. I saw the sign. It opened up my heart. I saw the sign. Is that actually the lyrics?
I think that's a little off, but
opened up my mind, isn't it?
Yeah.
I saw the sign. Opened up my mind. Okay. And he also says, new spooky this week, Trick or Treat, Scooby Doo, and Werewolf by Night. All right. So, Drew, have you seen Werewolf by Night?
I'm seeing that with my wife this evening.
Dude, 100%. This is the new gold standard for the MCU. It has trumped, for me, Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
Okay.
Now, I might have a change of opinion after I watch Winter Soldier again. Yeah. Because for me, that's been the gold standard of the MCU movies and comic book movies in general. But this thing, Werewolf by Night, was unreal good.
Is it a good werewolf movie as well? Or is it a good Marvel werewolf movie? That's different.
So it's I don't want to spoil anything for you. I will tell you that it is an homage to the Universal monster movies and the Lon Chaney Wolfman.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So it's not going to be underworld werewolves. It's not going to be Van Helsing. It's going to be that Universal Wolfman style.
Werewolf in London, kind of.
No, I mean that was Werewolf in London was a complete departure from what we had as far as what Hollywood werewolves were like. This is an homage to Lon Chaney, the Wolfman. So I Was a Teenage Werewolf.
Oh wow, man, classic.
Yeah, and you'll see. You'll see. Now, Has anyone seen Trick or Treat Scooby Doo?
I didn't.
I thought we were watching that last night. I was at Target where I got the Count Chocula, and I picked up Happy Halloween Scooby Doo, thinking it was the new one, and I was thrilled because it was on sale for $9 on Blu-ray. I was like, "Oh, this is awesome! The new one is already bargain priced, and Happy Halloween Scooby Doo, Trick or Treat Scooby Doo. You can understand the confusion."
Yeah.
So, Happy Halloween Scooby Doo was actually pretty good. It co-starred Elvira, and the villain, Drew, was the Scarecrow from the Batman.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and this is a name that's going to blow people's minds. The voice actor that played Scarecrow was Dwight Schultz.
Really?
Yeah, do you know who that is?
Which is Schultz is what's his name? Not the owner of Peanuts, right?
No, that's
No.
Charles Schultz. Dwight Schultz played Mad Murdock on the A-Team.
Oh, okay. Let's
Dun 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 bum ba dum bum dun 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 dun. Yeah, so it was goofy, campy, lots of fun, flawless animation, and Elvira is a character, and she voices herself, and it was pretty cool.
But of course,
She basically joins the gang, and I think Phil Lamar was in there too.
ooh, you had me at Phil Lamar. There we go.
Yeah. So yeah, Jabberjaw. Yuck, 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 yuck. Willow, have you ever seen Jabberjaw?
Probably not.
It's if you've seen any show in that time frame, you've seen Jabberjaw. It's basically like
Okay.
animal, a buggy, and teens trying to solve a crime. Maybe they have a band.
Yeah, it's basically Scooby Doo with a giant shark who talks like Curly from the Three Stooges.
All right.
That's a good synopsis. That's basically
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, and I've never understood how the shark can breathe and walk and talk on land, but that's another show for another day.
I have something to talk about the about our featured movie too. I have
Okay, save it till the segment.
Mhm.
No, that doesn't work.
Five Vendor.
But Spider Month does whatever a spider wants. Arachnovember, I like that.
Oh, I like that.
I like that.
That's a t-shirt.
Yeah, and Facebook user also says, I love apple cinnamon Cheerios, but I don't like Apple Jacks. It tastes metallic to me. Well, that's interesting. I love Apple Jacks.
Mm-hmm.
Apple Jacks is Kellogg's deliciousness.
Mm-hmm.
And we are not sponsored by Kellogg's, by the way.
Not yet.
Well, and you know what, Drew? Here's the thing. Everyone says, hey, you ought to get a cereal company to sponsor you. And I think, yeah, that's a great idea, except then we got to pimp their products. and we become an exclusive infomercial for them. And I'm not sure I'm ready to sell my soul to corporate America just yet.
That's why we come together and make our own cereal.
That's right. That's right.
Not a bad
Well,
idea.
Well, Facebook user says you could have Weetabix, Drew. Now, see, here's the thing. I know this is James for sure now.
Yeah, that's
because we don't have Weetabix in the U.S. Do you have Weetabix in Canada, Willow?
I feel like that possibly might be a Canadian thing, but yeah, no, I'll stick with my granola and other cereals.
Weetabix is very similar to shredded wheat or frosted mini wheats.
See, I like the frosted mini wheats.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Weetabix kind of sounds boring.
Yeah, it's a across the pond thing, definitely. Australia and UK, but he's saying that would be healthy, Drew. No, if you want healthy, there's only one brand to go with.
That's not
Raisin Bran?
And that's Magic Spoon cereal. No grain, no soy, no wheat, no sugar. Tastes delicious. It's what I have for breakfast every morning, and they are not a sponsor either. But on Saturdays, I cheat and have the fun
sugary
stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And quite honestly, Drew, you can relate to this because I've been on this eating plan for a year now, and I've gotten to the place where I can't do high sugar content anymore. I mean, three spoonfuls on a Saturday morning is like my threshold.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten used to more healthy food choices, and so like I can't do junk food at fast
Mhm.
food anymore. It makes me sick.
Yep.
Just anyway.
It's your palate changes, and then your gut biome kind of like becomes accustomed to being able to break down something fast. So then when you put something in there that has to break down, that's processed. It's like, what the heck is happening?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I went through that change. Sorry. I went through that change like about 5 years ago where my doctor told me that I needed to cut down on the sugar and having to half sweet everything at Starbucks. It was quite the change. And then after a while, I'm just like, you know what? Let's try black coffee just to see if I would like it. And I'm still not quite there for black coffee, but just
got you off coffee real quick, didn't it?
It's always a punch in the face when you got to start like it's so bitter. But I
then
love
you
black
realize
coffee.
how much sugar is in those drinks, and it's actually kind of disgusting.
Basically milkshakes.
Yeah.
Oh, this I had forgotten this. Facebook user says Dwight Schultz was also Barclay on Star Trek: The Next Generation. I had forgotten that. Yes, thank you. And another Facebook user says there must be something wrong with the Facebook API this morning. Says morning, getting ready for work at 9. Oops, all berries, and probably off main topic. No, we were talking about Oops, all berries, and Werewolf by Night was so good. You're just late to the party, Facebook user. We covered that ground, but we are caught up with comments. Oh wait, no. Facebook user also says, and I believe that this is Dave Mattingly, based on this comment, Trick or Treat Scooby Doo includes a whole lot of their old cases, and the bad guys are evil ghost versions of themselves. All right. I want to see it. I thought I was seeing it last night, but there's still plenty of time left in October.
That might not be Dave Mattingly because there was no pun in there.
Well, that could be George Bueller. George Bueller may be getting ready to go to the Clobbering Comics, which, by the way, George Bueller, Clobbering Comics should be a sponsor of Fanatic Forum. We need to talk about that. Little business on the side there. Little business. And James Scott says, I've switched to YouTube, and now we see Across the Pond Sports Network does show up. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It may be now that the way the API is working. I don't know if you guys saw StreamYard when we create a broadcast on social media on Facebook, it creates an event page automatically, which is great because it lets us share this to more people and kind of bypass that fan page algorithm where only 6% of people see it. Now we can make sure that the people we want to see it sees it and are invited to join us. But there might be something off there with people having to grant new permissions to anyway. That's a whole you guys didn't tune in to hear about that. But we're caught up with comments. I've said that 3 times now, but we really are this time. We're caught up with comics, and that means it's time for Drew's favorite segment. It's time for New Loot. And New Loot is brought to you by Entertainment Earth. You can check them out at the link in the show notes. And when you click that link, it costs you nothing. It's an affiliate link, but it helps us out quite a bit. And go find some amazing stuff there, including some of the stuff I'm going to be showing off this morning. So, Drew, what you got?
Um,
Let's reach into the box and pull out your new loot. What do you got?
No. That could have been
I
bad.
don't think that was not. I think he had impure intentions right there. I don't know what was happening. Oh my God, we've broken Drew again.
That could have took it off the rails.
Yeah,
But I have
real quick.
Um,
Oh, that's
So-
cute.
this is a Spidey toy I got off of OfferUp. So I use OfferUp to get a lot of secondary items and stuff like that. It's good. We're actually pretty good for comic book stuff, but they're not a sponsor. Hashtag not a sponsor. But what this does is basically like a security camera for my room.
What?
So like it has a motion detector like in it somewhere, and then it like talks and says things like as things move across the thing, and then like it also has a timer. So it has like an app that I can time, and it would be like spider time or watch out for rhino. Like it has like a real pretty intricate system here. I haven't charged it as of yet, but this is my Spidey toy.
Now it looks like the Orbs, the brand called Orbs.
Yep,
Um,
but it's not. It's not their creation. It's like a secondary. You know how they'll have like
Uh-huh.
like a different version or a different version
Yeah.
of them. But that's what that is. Yeah,
But that's cool. So are both the eyes cameras or just
Yep.
one?
both. They're not cameras.
Now-
they're motion sensors.
That's cool.
Oh, okay. So but is there a camera?
No.
No. So motion sensors, and when it detects motion, it gives you an alert.
Yep. Exactly.
So how many times have you been asleep at the middle of the night, like 3 a.m., and the motion detector goes off, and there's nothing moving in the house?
Not yet. It hasn't been plugged in yet, but I hope it's multiple times because I like ghosts. I do.
You'll have to report back.
Report back, and then it has like a little log, so I can send you the log too.
Oh, interesting.
The app is pretty intricate. It's like an older version of an app, but it's pretty intricate.
I need that. Willow, you got anything new to show and tell this morning?
Aside from my newly minted emotional damage, I celebrated my 40th birthday last week.
Yes.
So yeah.
Happy birthday.
My old age is still brand new, I guess.
No. 40 is the new 30.
Okay.
The new 26.
I got gift cards. So
Nice.
yeah. Nothing as of yet that I haven't really done anything in the last little while. I've been busy trying to work 2 jobs. And
Hey,
lost
that's
one.
not a problem anymore.
No, I have my
See?
evenings free now.
Look at the sunny side. But so gift cards. Little hint. Johnny loves gift cards. And my birthday is coming up December 1st. And one of the best gifts to get me is gift cards, especially for movie theaters.
Oh,
Or a Fandango card. I'm just saying. All right, so last night, I did not think I was going to have anything new this week. I've been on a spending freeze. The last couple of weeks, everything that I've shown off are things that I just grabbed off the shelf around the house for the most part. But last night, I went to get almond milk at Walmart. And, you know, when you're at Walmart, you can't not go by the toy aisle. It's not like I want to, I have to. So I went by the toy aisle, and I also went by the cereal aisle and picked up Hocus Pocus 2 cereal. I had no intention of buying that. I only went to get the milk. But I went by the toy aisle, and I found something rather hard to find.
Oh, okay. I have to.
Yeah,
Full
bring
screen.
it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
Let's all
this-
drool on this.
Wow.
this is the new Todd McFarlane Toys Superpowers Flash. This is wave 1. and this has been impossible to find. And the Walmart finally had them, only a handful, only a couple. So I grabbed one. And here's the thing. If you remember the original Superpowers cartoon and toy line, this is an update from McFarlane Toys, but they're staying kind of true to the original line. They're a little bit better sculpted, a little bit better sculpt. And but what I like about these is I'm not a big fan of the ultra articulated figures because they break.
Mm-hmm.
I like that these only have 5 points of articulation: the head, the shoulders, and the hips.
More durable.
Yes, they last longer. They're more durable. They don't break, and that's the kind of thing I was growing up with. That's why I love the new Marvel Legends retro figures. That's why I love the reaction figures from Super 7. But
Perfect
here's
for
why
the days where your little brother decides to launch your Barbie car off the top of the stairs.
exactly. But here's what I love about this even more, Willow, is that this line, these figures are only $9.97.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
In a market where like the reaction toys from Super 7, the G.I. Joe, the Thundercats, all of those are $20 each, and those are 3 3/4, so they're not quite as big. And the Marvel Legends now and the Star Wars Black and Power Rangers have gone up to $34.
Yeah, they're about
Look, I wanted to buy last week. I wanted to buy an NWO Hulk Hogan from Mattel. It was $20.
Wow.
For a figure this size. And I'm just like, I can't justify that. So $9.95 or $9.97, I guess it was. Great price for a great toy. Now, I also picked this up at the same time. They finally had the Flash, but in the clearance aisle,
Ooh,
stacks and stacks and stacks of the John Stewart Green Lantern, which I can't believe because I think this is the best of the line. But for whatever reason, the John Stewart Green Lantern has become a little bit of a peg warmer. People are not buying, and this is maybe, I like John Stewart better than I like Hal Jordan. And if you're a fan of the Justice League animated series, this was your Green Lantern. So I'm surprised that this was already on clearance. But if you have the Green Lantern, if you have the Flash, you got to have the Green Lantern. So that's my new loot.
That's awesome.
Ta-da!
Awesome.
that's pretty sweet. Flash is my favorite DC character, so I have a real affiliation for him.
Yeah. So I have all of the nostalgia feels for this line. This line came out in the late 80s, and I love it, love it, love it. They're a little bit bigger too. The original line was just a hair shorter. So these are, a little bit bigger, but staying true to the original spirit of the original line. I love it.
It'd be a good idea, Johnny, if we did Back to Zero Box goes to a toy manufacturer or something like that. They're pretty awesome.
Well, we've done on-location episodes at several toy stores, and we will be doing one again next week. So you can tune in and that's basically what's going on, Willow. We're going to be live. Bartee and I are going to be live from Smokey's Toys and Collectibles in Fairview, Tennessee. And I don't know what our setup is going to look like. So rather than struggle with technology, I'm going to give you the Saturday off.
That's fine. I believe I have to work anyway at the hotel next Saturday. So
I see how you are.
It's just the way that the schedule was made up. They gave me literally 3 days off. Our new schedule starts on Sunday. They gave me Sunday and Monday off, and so I'm working the rest of the week.
That's a
Well,
mom.
that's all right.
That's a mom guilt trip if I've ever seen one, Johnny. He's like, oh, okay, it's all right. It's okay. It's all right.
Oh, we have
You
a
guys
couple
have
of
fun without me. That's fine.
Chris Vaglio
Oh,
from the Chris and Amanda show chimed in and said, "Good morning, Chris. Glad to have you with us." Now, wait, he's on Facebook, so he clicked the permission. So, those of you who just came up as Facebook user, you got to give Facebook permission. But anyway, you know what time it is now? It is time for the main event. It is time for This Week in the Rec Room. And every week during the month of October, we are talking about a different Scooby Doo property, be it an animated movie, live action movie, animated series, or something else. And this week we were talking about the second movie that they created in the early 90s, Scooby Doo and the Witch's Ghost. Now, Drew, I know that you hate Scooby Doo. You'd love the Scooby Doo ripoffs, the copies, but you don't like the original.
Yeah, I do not like Scooby Doo whatsoever. But the funny thing about it is, I actually seen this movie before our assignment today, and it was good. I have some notes.
Okay.
I have some notes, but I'll let you get. But I would say that the original Scooby Doo, every time I would see it, it would come on about 8:30, right before I went to sleep, right after a show I liked. And I would just turn the television off. I'd be like, okay, I'm just gonna go to bed. That's, as a kid, wanting to go to bed over watching a cartoon show is major. I turned the television off. I was like, I'm just gonna go to bed. That's how much I did not like to watch.
Oh,
No, see, I would just say that is a sign that you're more mature.
No, it
because
wasn't.
look,
while I was in bed, I was probably playing with like a toy or something.
Well, because that's the sign of maturity, right? When you actually want to go to sleep. Like when my son was 5 years old, one day he came in the house. He's like, "Look, I've been at the Legos all day. The big wheel is jackknifed at the end of the driveway. I'm just going to call it a day and take a nap." And I was like, how mature? I mean, but Willow, did you do the assignment? Did you get to watch Scooby Doo and the Witch's Ghost?
I honestly was trying to do the assignment. I tried searching it up on my Roku to see if I could watch it this morning, and they didn't have it available.
It's so okay. I've got.
I know you haven't. You gave me the link to watch it on YouTube.
No, that's okay. I want to take issue with Warner Brothers and Hanna-Barbera and basically Discovery, because all of the Scooby-Doo content now is exclusively available on HBO Max, and you have to pay to watch. I guess if you're a subscriber, you get it for free. I don't know. I don't have HBO Max. I'm maxed out on my streaming service subscriptions, but you can also rent it on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, for $4.99.
Yeah, there is nowhere else other than HBO Max that you can stream this without paying for it. And so I find that odd that a property so iconic would have nothing of any sort available for free.
They have like other stuff for Scooby Doo, like they have
maybe
Scooby-Doo,
in Canada,
Where Are You, and a bunch of other ones. But yeah, Zombie Island they Canada. Have on, I think, on Netflix.
No, they took it off. But
the thing I was doing was that there are in the link that you sent me to this website that has multiple videos. You just watch bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's kind of like, it was kind of like, okay, let me remember how it went. And I was like, okay, here's the title screen. So I just started the title screen and then I had to go to the different. I was like, okay, this happened. I remember this happening. And then one thing that really helped me was that there was a gentleman, I think his name is Iconic something commentator, but whatever. He did a in-depth review of it, like showing bits and pieces of the whole movie. And it was like pretty spot on to, if you've never seen a movie before, you get a pretty good understanding of how the movie went.
Mhm.
Well, and I sent out a Wikipedia page for everyone who wasn't familiar or wasn't going to have time to watch it. But in a nutshell, the plot is this: that Scooby and the gang are solving a mystery in a museum, the mystery of the mummies. And just like every other mystery, they unmask the mummies. And one of the people who helps them is Ben Ravencroft,
Great
played
name.
by
Great name.
yeah, great name, and played by a great actor, the one, the only Tim Curry.
Yes, Tim Curry.
Ben Ravencroft. Hello, Velma. I can't do his voice because he's like chewing the vowels.
Yes.
But he hooks up with the gang. He recruits them to go to his hometown where they have recreated a Puritan village, and Scooby and the gang, get all involved in the festivities, the festival, and here's Scooby churning the butter, and that goes about as well as you would expect. But there's a scene in this that started the whole theory that Scooby and Shaggy actually have superpowers. And it is this scene in the restaurant where they literally eat everything in the restaurant, everything from the kitchen. They completely devour every bit of food. And they are literally bloated with these huge bellies and can hardly fit behind the table. People are grossed out. And like 3 minutes later, after running maybe 100 yards, it's completely burned off.
Okay, here's the thing about that. But when Scooby Doo and Shaggy run, their feet don't touch the ground. So technically, what I'm thinking is that the revolutions per minute upon their aerial run just burns off the excess fat.
That's interesting. So, but for them to have that kind of metabolism, they've got to be super powered.
I mean, then how long have they been doing it? Since like what, 86?
I guess
they got it done.
You think they just developed that metabolism over time?
Yeah, over time. I mean, and plus, there's a underlying kind of premise that I think everybody knows about Shaggy, right?
Yeah.
How he likes I can't, what other word can I say, Johnny? But how he's probably
herbal medications.
There we go. So
recreational herbal medication.
So there might be look at his eyes right there. Look at his eyes.
And if you're energetic enough to run after that,
exactly. You might be right,
you.
That might be his superpower. Maybe he's like Flash, but not a superhero and or fast.
Well, but last night in Happy Halloween Scooby Doo, they're terrified. There are these giant pumpkin creatures coming after them. And Shaggy and Scooby share an entire box of Scooby snacks, and all of a sudden, it's like Popeye the Sailor Man. Boom! And they become brave. They become super strong. They're leaping through the air. I think there's some kind of chemical.
There's something in those Scooby
formula, that gives them superhuman abilities, and one of those abilities is a super metabolism. So they have to eat, and they can eat, but then it burns off instantly. Anyway, that's an aside. The mystery revolves around the witch's ghost, who, as it turns out, initially is being perpetrated by the people of the town to draw tourists, people who want to see the witch, a famous witch named Sarah Ravencroft, Ben Ravencroft's ancestor, who was framed for witchcraft, apparently. And to revitalize the town, they've recreated her and rigged up this intricate flying system throughout the town. And people come from all over the country to get a sighting of the witch's ghost. Um, and as they're trying to solve the mystery, they encounter the
The
Hex
Hex
Girls.
Girls. Yes.
Hex Girl, and I'm gonna put a spell on you.
Mhm.
This was the first appearance of the Hex Girls, and the Hex Girls have gone on to become almost cult classic Scooby
Yep.
Doo characters. They've appeared multiple times in other Scooby Doo properties,
Mhm.
and you can actually download their original songs.
Oh yeah.
Um, the record is available from Kid Rhino, because the girls that played the Hex Girls are real world musicians, singers, and they were put together as the Hex Girls for this project, and they kind of stayed together,
Mhm.
which is kind of cool. They're like the female monkeys in the Scooby Doo universe, but you know, they Scooby and the gang thinks that they might be real vampires. As it turns out, they are self-described eco goth
You go
chicks.
goths, and
Um,
it's told by the end of the movie.
am I the
They
only
have a
one
song
notice?
there too.
Sorry, Drew.
Go ahead.
Am I the only one who's kind of noticing the resemblance of the characters from The Craft?
Yes, that's exactly. I think that's exactly what I think they came from, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think that's what they were going for. And it is revealed at the end of the
Wait.
movie, as Drew was
Is
about to say.
Tim Curry in The Craft too?
No.
Okay. I'm thinking of something else. He was in another movie like that. Go ahead,
Now,
Jeremy.
one of my favorite scenes is this one where Scooby and the gang, to get the attention of the Hex Girls, like break into their stage and hijack their instruments. And at the end of the movie, they get to play on stage at the big concert with them. So apparently, not only are Scooby and Shaggy super powered, and Velma Dinkley, one of the smartest people on the planet, and Velma or Daphne Blake, one of the greatest martial artists who ever lived, and Fred Jones. I don't know. His specialty is
Ascot.
strategy and traps. But not only do they have those skills, but they're also world renowned, talented musicians and singers. Of
Okay,
course.
here's my tinfoil hat. Um, in this scene, I think that none of these things are plugged in, right? And they're actually just like giving them stage time to play nothingness. So they're actually not playing anything. They're just like, see how nothing's plugged in? There's no chords or anything. And how are you going to listen to a tambourine over a rock recital? That's the second thing. Um, so that's my tinfoil hat on this situation.
You could be right. So the plot of the story, after they discover that this witch is a hoax,
Mhm.
it the story continues because Ben Ravencroft has come home like he does every year because he's hoping to discover this book, the book,
The book.
which is, as he claims, the journal of Sarah Ravencroft that has a list of her patients, because she was an herbal medicine healing, a
A
medicine
Wiccan,
woman.
like a Wiccan.
Yeah, she was a healer, and he claims that this book will clear her name. But when they find it, it's discovered that it's not a journal of remedies and patients, that it is indeed, in fact, a spell book.
Mm-hmm.
And Ben Ravencroft is going to recite the spell to bring Sarah Ravencroft back from the grave. And only her descendant can, or someone with Wiccan blood, can utter the spell. And this is the real witch's ghost. So for the second time in the Scooby-Doo universe, the supernatural threat is real.
Yep.
Because remember, on Zombie Island, the werecats were real, the zombies were real. Now this witch is real. And
So did you hear about the story behind this?
no, what story behind this?
So apparently the studio in the beginning did not want to have um a normal, like a real like version, like they did in Zombie Island. So like the actual owners of the property, they push for the same thing, and so that's why it's so far in the end of the movie that this happens. The original part was supposed to be like how they found the guy. I forgot the guy who was in it. They found the guy as the witch playing the witch, and that this wasn't supposed to happen. So they kind of like it was like a side to this.
Okay.
Well,
Interesting.
I love this plot line, and I'm not going to give it away because I want you to go watch how this resolves. But it gets kind of dark.
Mm-hmm.
The ending of this is pretty dark, and you're like just like Zombie Island, where those werecat people dissolved into dust when the curse was lifted. This one, it doesn't end well for everybody. That's all I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that. I like that the supernatural threats are real. It adds, some stakes to the game. Now, we got some comments here. Chris Vaglio's favorite is Scooby Doo and Kiss.
I would, yeah.
Of course it is. And Facebook user says Scooby Doo and the Witch's Ghost is also on Boomerang, where you can get a 7-day free trial. Okay, I will take that under advisement, Facebook user. Chris Walker joins us and says, "Morning, everyone. Isn't this the one with Tim Curry in it?" Yes, it is. And that scene where Shaggy and Scooby are eating, the owner asks, just like Facebook user asks, "Are you even tasting the food?" And Shaggy's like, "Man, it's the best food we've ever eaten."
It's pretty good, Scooby. I mean, it's pretty good, Shaggy.
Well, thank you. It's a gift we all have within us. I just happen to be a little more full of it. And Chris Walker says, "Well, they're munchies from hell." Chris Walker also says loves the Hex Girls. Everyone loves the Hex Girls, to the point that they've been in 5 more Scooby-Doo properties.
Oh, wow.
And Chris Vaglio makes a good point, and he validates my thought on this, Drew, that tambourines are pretty loud live.
Okay.
And Chris Walker does add wireless amps are a thing now,
Okay.
you know.
Okay. It was okay. Tinfoil hat again.
All right. And Facebook user says, "Did you know there's a Ravencroft associated with a breakfast cereal?" No, I did not. I need more info on this, please. Send us a link.
I think that's my new username. It's going to be on like movies or Twitch or something like that on like video games. When I play video games, Ravencroft. That's a great. It used to be Max Power, but now it's definitely going to be Ravencroft.
And Chris Vaglio says, "I love how Ben Ravencroft looks like Doctor Strange." And he does.
Yeah.
And this came out before even the Marvel animated version of the Doctor Strange movie, which was before the live action MCU Doctor Strange. So I wonder if that was intentional or not.
It was because, Doctor Strange was in the Spider-Man show.
Okay.
It's kind of similar. It was similar drawing. So they probably just kind of not ripped it off, but it was like.
Wanted to play into the pop culture.
Yeah. Maybe not directly, but I can definitely see the similarities.
Oh, of course. I should have known this. Facebook user says Thurl Ravencroft is the voice of Tony the Tiger, and he also sang the Grinch song. "You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You're great." Yes. Thank you. I had forgotten that.
That's Dave Mattingly.
Could be.
Very
yes, it is Dave. Yes.
Deep.
He signed it. Thank you, Dave. Now, so I did not know this. I just had a wild hair, and I decided to Google the name.
It's on your chin.
Yes. Do not adjust your sets. The color saturation is correct, unlike the Munsters. But that's a whole nother thing we're going to talk about at another time. We don't have time to get into it. I loved the Munsters movie, but the color saturation was way off. Another story. So I looking for images for this week, I decided to Google Sarah Ravencroft. And lo and behold, there are a bunch of people really named Sarah Ravencroft. I was blown away by how many Facebook profiles there are for people named Sarah Ravencroft. There's a realtor named Sarah Ravencroft. It was unreal cool. So, Willow, when you have some free time, free time? What's free time?
Google Ravencroft and
yeah, Google Sarah Ravencroft and see where it takes you.
I might take you to my Twitch page in a little bit.
Oh my God. So Chris Vaglio just said something that is so true. The Munsters movie was like ODing on Skittles. That's a perfect way to describe it. And look, you know how Skittles at first it's really kind of super tart and like you go, but then the more you eat, the more you like them. That's how this Munsters movie was. At first I was like, and then I was like, okay. Oh, and by the end I was laughing out loud. It was kind of like Napoleon Dynamite.
Ooh. Yeah.
I don't know if you can compare those two.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
I'll watch the Munsters in a moment and see what I think of it because, like you, Johnny, I'm a purist when it comes to like the original TV shows, and I'm interested in seeing the new Addams Family that's coming out Wednesday, but I'm just.
Well, so this Munster show really stays true to the spirit of the original show. It's campy, it's silly, it's over the top intentionally. I wish it had been done in black and white. And I might go back and rewatch it with the color grade turned down on the TV so that it is in black and white. The actors portraying Herman and Grandpa I thought were amazing. The guy playing Herman, his physicality was so spot on. And Lily was okay too. A lot of people have complained about her. She's definitely a younger Lily, and she plays it younger. But she's got the same, cadence and timbre in her voice that Yvonne DiCarlo had. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great homage to the original show. The costumes and the sets were unbelievably good. And anyway,
I know how much dedication he has to the Munsters and the fact that he's a huge fanboy when it comes to them. I'm glad that he was the one who brought it together and made this show or movie. Because if anybody else took hold of it, they would butcher it.
And Chris Vaglio adds this little fact that I did not know, that he wanted to film it in black and white, but the studio vetoed him. And so he probably oversaturated it on purpose as a middle finger to the studio. Because, yeah. And Chris agrees with me that the actor who played Herman was outstanding, and Sherry Moon Zombie did a great Lily. I was very happy with this movie, and I think if it were in black and white, it would be perfect. But I'll tell you after I do it. My wife, on the other hand, hated this movie and got up in the middle of it and left.
Oh.
You know what movie I said that happened to me yesterday? It happened to me exactly yesterday. Was Muppets Haunted Mansion. I loved that movie, and my wife was like, "No, thank you." No, thank you.
Listen, I had to start and stop that 3 times. And I am a Muppets fiend. Jim Henson is one of my influences, but maybe I need to watch it again.
Maybe not. As I say, don't yuck nobody else's yum, and somebody's taste is never for everybody.
Well, but see, here's how I am, Drew. when a lot of people that I know and trust like something that didn't resonate with me, I will go back and revisit it. And I will look for things that people liked. And like Napoleon Dynamite, I hated the first time I saw it. But I watched it again because everyone was raving about it. I watched it again. By the fourth time, I was in love with that movie. Same thing with Inglorious Bastards by Quentin Tarantino. I hated that movie. But people that I trust just said, no, you got to give it another chance. It's so good. And now I think it's a masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
So one last comment from Dave. Muppet Haunted Mansion is a hoot. The director was the Star Trek IV punk on the bus. Okay. I don't know that reference. Star Trek IV punk on the bus.
I've seen that picture going around.
All right. So Chris agrees with me. He says that is correct. From the Variety article, Rob Zombie says he wasn't allowed to shoot the monsters in black and white, so he made his dream film as hyper surreal as possible, as a middle finger to the studio. Now I feel like there needs to be a black and white fan edit.
Put out the Rob Zombie cut.
Yes, please. Hashtag Rob Zombie cut. Yes.
Rob Zombie slash.
because I will tell you the truth. As much as I loved it, I felt like it would have benefited from some really good editing. I felt like it was not edited at all. That whatever Rob Zombie filmed got put on the screen. And that's very evident with the music choices, because there aren't any. So anyway, well, hey guys, we are at the top of the hour. We need to run. For those of you in the audience, hope you guys have enjoyed this. You can continue to comment down below about Scooby Doo and the Witch's Ghost. Willow, any last thoughts about the movie you did not watch?
Okay, guys, I'm looking forward. I'm going to watch some of the Scooby Doo stuff in a moment to appease
Don't let him do that to you. Don't let him do that.
Well, Bartee's not here.
I'm sorry. Like, at least there's someone who doesn't follow the rules on this show.
I know. What is this?
Every me.
Every week, someone refuses to do the assignment. Drew doesn't even like Scooby Doo, and he did the assignment.
I'm sorry. I will. What's the next episode that we're supposed to be watching, and I'll give my review.
Well, so I don't know yet
Okay.
for you, Willow. So
Willow,
I will
just watch the movie and then send in a video of your
Okay.
your.
That might work.
Review.
So next week, we're gonna be live. Bartee and I live in studio together from Smokey's Toys and Collectibles. We will be doing a live taste test of Hocus Pocus 2 because I can force D to take at least one taste. But
Here,
because
have a
we're
berry.
but because we're doing that, we're doing it an hour later as well. So next week we'll be coming to you live at 9 Central because we got to wait for the store to open. And we will be talking about Hocus Pocus 2, and we will be talking about the first Scooby Doo movie. Now, unfortunately, guys, and I'm talking about the live action Scooby Doo movie. And unfortunately, my intention was to tell a ghost story this morning, but we're out of time. So I might do that as a bonus. And for those of you who are watching live right now or listening live, I am going to do something special in about 30 minutes. I'm going to do a 10-minute live episode talking about Thundercats. This is something I'm going to do a Thundercats 15 things you never knew about the Thundercats for our audio podcast. And I'm going to do it live on air so you can join us. Just come back here in about 30 minutes and we'll do that. But otherwise, we are done for this week. Willow, where can people follow, find, and support you?
Just look up my name. You can find me all over social media. I'm on Twitter, Twitch. So TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. You can find my recent video of me talking about my wrongful dismissal from Starbucks, and I'm planning on posting up another video just to push the issue a little bit further.
Listen, Drew, Willow's serious. The chick's been scorned.
I am taking this. I'm taking this as, you know. I've already contacted the labor board about this. I've made a complaint to ethics and compliance. I'm not going down without a fight, guys.
This is shots fired. Which you can listen on Drew vs. the World at drewversustheworld.com.
So what else do you got going on? Yeah, I love that segue. You made that look. You made it seem like you are a broadcast professional.
Connoisseur conversation is what I heard, but.
So what's coming up on Drew versus the World?
What's coming up on Drew versus the World is that I will officially be restarting my podcast journey. I've been on hiatus for a couple of months now, but I'm more invigorated. Life has paused for a little bit, so now it's to release episode. So on Monday there will be a new episode out. I will not tell you where it is. You just need to go to drewversustheworld.com to listen and find out on all streaming platforms.
Did the episode I did with you ever release?
It might release on Monday, but that's the mystery of Drew versus the World. You don't know. You just don't know.
Whenever he's done editing, folks, he'll put it up.
Actually, the worst thing is that they're all edited. I have 15 edited podcasts that I just haven't released.
Drew, releasing them is the easiest part. You just press publish.
I need the hashtag release the Snyder Cut, release the Drew Cut. If everybody puts into my comments on my Instagram, hashtag release the Drew Cut, I will start releasing episodes maybe every day for the next 2 weeks.
That's so funny. That's so funny. Well, for those of you who want to follow and support me, johnpyka.com. But more importantly, if you like this show, please consider supporting us at buymeacoffee.com/cerealboxpod. The more listener support, audience support we get, the fewer paid sponsors we have to seek out. And the fewer paid sponsors we have, the less beholden we are to those sponsors. And that means a better show for you. And if you hate the show, contribute even more generously. Help us improve. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. And you can do that at buymeacoffee.com/cerealboxpod. And of course, just follow the show at backofthecerealbox.fun. You can read our blog, watch past episodes, listen to past episodes, get on our newsletter list. And when you get on the newsletter, by the way, you get a free gift from me. 3 magic tricks from my book, Magic You Can Do. And by the way, next week when we're live in studio, I will be performing some cereal box magic. For a live audience. I'm so excited. So excited. So with that, everybody, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, do all of the things. And if you like the show, tell 200-300 of your closest friends and family to come share the fun. And until the next time, love you, mean it. We'll catch you on the back of the cereal box.